Hello, welcome to this video. This video by me Totoklo coronavirus or COVID-19. At the same time, by me Luluklo fake news. Kan or con story, kan or mouse wara will come up on the street. By me give him some website, some information, some thinking lo you lo how by you make source you kiss him right information, now you share him right information. All people. At the same time, political moderation, social responsibility. By me discussing one action will come up Asian region, for example, China, and one is another will come up along Western countries, for example, US, na Italy. Now by me come again lo PNG na scaling thinking, na looking where the action the Prime Minister blame lo call him SOE na lockdown. At the same time, by me scaling thinking, na looking more thinking lo governance blame. One time too by me look lo researchers or information or publishing online now news lo wall. Na look by me comparative. PNG you stop when now one incident by you making. At the same time by me looking on research effort na challenge in your country by me looking by me using Google Trend looking how information will spread online in your country blooming. At the same time too by me lulu social responsibility. One responsibility you will man very cut.
How fake news come up, na some implications of fake news within the context of Papua New Guinea, na situation of the COVID-19. Fake news. Before you continue the discussion, you need understanding one name and fake news. So fake news, me working on the quick Google search of fake news and talk. It's me talk English. Fake news is deliberate spreading of information on traditional or social media or online media platforms. So suppose me look good. Fake news. Keyword definition of fake news and deliberate. Fake news is not just fake. It's fake news that's deliberately made and it's deliberately spread. Okay? And this may be for a particular purpose. It may be political. It may be economic. It may be commercial. Broadly, this is what fake news and meaning. So suppose me look good. Case Papua New Guinea. You need identify good meaning the fake news within the case of Papua New Guinea. Currently at the moment outside the Papua New Guinea, there's a lot going on. Issues with Donald Trump and the media in America. You also have the issues with China in how China is now just trying to flood the net with different narratives on what is currently going on with China in the attempt to change the narrative. This is currently what's happening outside Papua New Guinea. So supposed to look good. It's also very easy to take things out of context. With what is happening on the Trump, on the China. Supposed to me look good. This definition of fake news. We need to look good the case of Papua New Guinea. How by me defining this definition of fake news inside the Papua New Guinea? I think case for Papua New Guinea it's a bit different because I think apart from 1122 now we'll come up on Facebook, we're spreading misinformation. I think the case for Papua New Guinea people are. It's just on average. Or man Mary, come up in news for a particular purpose. Maybe 1122 yes, but you looking on a whole, on average. Think planting man no understanding good facts from opinions. On man no differentiating good now. On man no checking good on source role. When more information come up. And there's a lot of reasons behind why this is something will come up. But me talk on them. Trust me got house line blame me at trust me got seven man, we all got more savvy me. This is not case of Papua New Guinea at all, but them case everywhere. It's just human nature. You may trust him on man will serve more you mean. You may trust him on man will get more experience you mean. You may trust him on outline you mean. What happens this case is that when something on man will feeling got more survey or got more experience you mean when something will come up. When opinion will only talk and come up facts you mean. They may looking most of true talk, they may sharing all this talk. So immediately believe in this talk and true. So immediately sharing all this news here. Maybe helping people blame or maybe selling information out going people blame. So we have to be very careful of how you may define fake news to Papua New Guinea. Yam opinion blame how me looking. So fake news to Papua New Guinea is information that's not properly verified and that's spread, particularly online media now, side of Facebook. I don't think it's made for a particular purpose. I think you still will come to grips on that. This will try to understand information, how information is spread now. When information is true now, when information is not true. Side implications, the fake news, like I said, it's easy to take things out of context. The fake news have come out the time of Donald Trump, come out side with China, but fake news have come up long time ago. The media started, when man started working media and started working business, the media had all the verified planting on source blog, have been hard to verify planting on news blog. So I'm come up long time ago, so this is not a recent phenomenon. This is not a recent thing. What social media has done is that it has just propelled fake news. I mean, working fake news easy to spread, and working fake news easy or man or reading, and working come on kind confusion, kind mistrust. Namel people, namel media. All implications of fake news. I think there's a lot of implications. Supposed to look at broad level. There's a macro level. There's a lot of implications. It ruins plurality inside of society. Different man may all got different opinion. It also ruins institutional diversity or different institutions here. all got different work, and all get also different work, all work one term, creating one kind of system where you call him democracy. And fake news and destroying this, let's say for example the media, and destroying case the media, some of the checks and balance the power. But you may need to take in context go inside Papua New Guinea is that it creates a sense of tribalism. I mean Papua New Guinea is type of tribes, but it just reinforces that. So what it does within communities is that it creates a scenario where it's us versus them. A situation where all versus Lumi, all got sick, all no good, you mean no can stab on them all by giving me sick, all unhealthy, all line in all good per line. So it creates divisions you mean in society. It creates a situation where it's us versus them. You mean all healthy line versus you mean all sick line. So what them come up with community is looking at an individual level is that you mean we're still very communal there. Now this central line all got so sick where you mean cut him off this supply kind of this like kind support when come the community and come the family and come all this road. You may need to careful of this because sick is actually curable. It's like kind way where all man will stop here thinking that what it's all can work him all can bagrab him all. At the meso level, plenty of this all line all got sick all got house line too. It's like kind something come up to can create friction na community between a different house line. And just looking at the national level now, and hard government come inside and work on them more people, work on them man help him find him out is sick, how to work on them straight him community and work on the community because you got to division namen police the community. So got big implication when something fake news can come up in Papua New Guinea, when something M can come up, may have the potential to happen. You may need to understand him good or say, fake news, before time the radio and the newspaper and the TV, you may not been got access to participate directly. 1122 solo, you may write him letters to the editor of newspaper, 1122 all man interview me, MTV, but really, you may not been got this access to participate, set him agenda, when something government can talk, when something government can look, when something government can walk. You can spend the MP, blame now, got on Facebook page too, so you can communicate directly on the most. This like kind of way, but thinking media or some traditional media with newspaper and radio and TV, you may need to changing way, blame thinking how this media been operate before because the dynamics now are different. So when something come up now is that give me your people, give me got people power, set him agenda. When something government can talk, look, walk, them good problem your people. However, give me spreading fake news or news where you verifying good, no news where you wrong. You me got people power, but you can. So you need to understand. Me say plenty old man will so sick now. Every come up the community or man die the community. You need to blame you too because you will spreading will sell information will come up like all belat na cross na fight in sa community.
So mila talk lo COVID-19 social responsibility, political moderation. So within this the next how many minutes me talk long but me try long game first of all try long paint a world view on how COVID-19 response or nations response basically all affected areas of Italy, Spain and the United States and how this affect him. I mean government's response make him how it contributes along that high death rates. So there was an article published by political scientist Professor Takis Papas from Helsinki University and it's a very interesting article. Titled article why Greece succeeded as Italy's Spain failed to tackle coronavirus. So I'm reporting long a Greek sort of awesome New York Times or Greek Times, but it's called Greek or Greece report. And one kind of some coronavirus why the West will be hit harder or published in the Financial Times with permission in video and as me go on. So important article to Professor Takis ito country or some Italy, Spain, even complacent, meaning also only slow but only talk this is something in an affecting me because basically before some H1 something virus okay SARS MERS. This virus been come up before 2003, 2015, only containing solo certain parts of say Ebola of Africa. So it was you can say contained along certain geographical location. So from experience, only thing was say COVID-19, but one kind of sense. So Professor Takis he make him on the table on showing how responsible. I think we put him on PowerPoint there. So suppose you look in Italy, number of days between first case confirmed and its measures implementation. Now suppose you look in 33, it was 33 days before all schools were closed. From first money reporting case for COVID-19 until all measure of the closing all public areas or public spaces. Or say you mean the PNG making state of emergency kind of. Now you can look in Spain in 43 days. So you just think or imagine how affected these countries were everywhere in terms of transmission, traveling. So by that time, there was excess of traveling. Passengers traveled here from China to everywhere. That also affect, but it Greece, it took only them 13 days from the first case, so they were able to contain. Some lesson learned or some long Italy, government must react early and take the most aggressive measures to deal with the pandemic. Lo Italy took them 38 days, and the consequence was severe. So Plandiman may die over about 10,000. Spain took them about 43 days. This is very important, Professor Takis talked. The government response, okay, political moderation, okay, and it also comes with social responsibility. Italy, by COVID-19 it been spread. There's something like provide a stigma. So only declaring Haga Chinese, not knowing that some of the Chinese that only population interact one time had COVID-19 already poses a great threat and disaster according to the number of deaths only registered. I may play one video showing the difference between how Western democracy deal one time against those East Asian regions, or let's say Asian region, China, particularly South Korea. But the moral of the story, what the article by Professor Takis, the moral of the story is that governments matter a great deal in dealing with pandemic. When comparing Western democracies, okay, Italy, Spain, and East Asian region, how they deal with it. Nanarap something long okay, H1N1, SARS, MERS, this level pandemic been outbreak on Asian region. So preparedness long China now Asian countries in more, they were not complacent, only ready finished. So that COVID come, only they were able to maintain comparing to other democracy, Western democracy. Also you can look into Spain, Italy. So again, the moral of the story is that government matter in great deal in dealing with pandemic. And the second and the most important thing here is that social responsibility and political moderations were important. Okay, determinants. I will go and play a video in Financial Times.
Has now become the epicenter of the pandemic.
75% of the world's new coronavirus cases are now being reported in Europe. And in the worst affected countries, Italy and Spain, death tolls are rising faster than they did in China at the very start of the epidemic. Other European countries and the US are expected to follow Italy's lead. If they do, it's predicted that death rates in these countries will continue to climb by 33% every day. This is despite signs that China is getting the outbreak there under control, and neighbouring countries like Hong Kong and Singapore have managed to contain the virus more effectively than Europe. So why the difference between East and West, and what could it mean for the West's recovery?
So why the difference? Okay, Professor Takis talked a great deal of a sense of urgency long state. So I need to talk Europe were complacent because they only know that experience what it's like a pandemic. Let's say for about 5th century after Spanish flu in the 19th century. So when it comes to preparedness, Asian region was more prepared than the Western democracy. Okay.
The first reason is the lack of testing that Western health services have been able to carry out.
We have a simple message for all countries: test, test, test.
The World Health Organization has made its position on testing absolutely clear. You can't know what you're up against until you know who's infected. South Korea set up drive-through centers designed to keep people away from hospitals and to deliver results to them within hours. It's meant that they've been able to test thousands more potentially infected people every day, all helping isolation efforts and reducing the risk of spread. Meanwhile, testing in most Western countries is somewhere between 1/4 and 1/10 of Korea's capacity. The reason testing is so inadequate in the West is down to another key factor: lack of resources. There simply aren't enough testing kits to go round.
Lack of resources, or they were not prepared for such pandemics. Okay.
But that's no longer the most important concern. Where Japan and South Korea have 7 hospital beds per 1,000 people, the UK, US and Italy have just 2. And Western countries are scrambling to repurpose ventilators, which are going to be needed for patients with severe symptoms, even committing to building them from scratch in some cases. Beyond the physical capability of health systems to test for and treat the disease, there are many more, less tangible differences between East and West, which may create just as much divergence between each region's coronavirus response. Call it culture, politics, behavior. For me, it comes down to mentality. China was able to impose strict sanctions because of the way Beijing governs its people, from top down. But Eastern
only experience and they were prepared. So one kind of Professor Takisi talk.
Democracies have done a better job of containing the virus by being transparent and clear in their public health instructions. And the people in those countries have obeyed. The leaders of the US and the UK have started to speak more openly and more often to the general public. But the reaction of people across Europe has, to put it mildly, been mixed. This isn't wagging the finger at Western democracies. The response was the same in the East when SARS first hit in 2003. But since that shared trauma, the countries worst affected have reacted by overhauling their health systems to make sure they were prepared for the next crisis. Those hard lessons have put them in good stead, whereas the West is catching up with a crisis it never really expected. Europe and the United States will likely take longer to adapt, which means more cases, more deaths, and a longer recovery period. But if there is any long-term consolation, it's that lessons will be learned, both from the Eastern experience and from our own.
Okay, so let's bring it on to Papua New Guinea's case now. Okay, lessons will be learned. Okay, COVID-19, the pandemic, and this is a new experience for Papua New Guinea. Okay, PNG, I think you can commend, commend him, Prime Minister James Marape and his government in shutting down or putting PNG into lockdown as soon as they have heard of the first case. So lockdown start long March 13 2 weeks ago na bianuli walking narapa state of emergency declaration igolo narapa tupla moon. What was the experience thus far? Now you know how you government blame deal on them, but you can get some leak idea lo one something or member of parliament, especially governors only walking talk lo parliament sitting long SOE. So we go through long speech. We try to look one key something where triple governor Chris Iveta Bugalf Halimbet play speak na Governor Jufa long Oroi talk long. So triple important themes na challenges Papua New Guinea facing long COVID-19 pandemic. And number 1, border protection. Number 2, dissemination of information. Coordination with central provincial government. Governor Bed, Chris Iveta, digari Jufa talk strong long. Why you need protection long border? Okay, misawa sa case long Indonesia walk long come up increasing by day. And bolman bago come long border blame me. Okay, so border protection. Long go hired one team. Also, our citizens must be mindful of the fact long importance long abide well one something or government talk. So people blow easy only cross go come. So the chances of getting it is tremendous. Only something where you must long because the poor deteriorating infrastructure that can slow the spread of COVID-19. So it boils down to one something we'll talk social responsibility passing talk. So what government bedi talk long number 1 political moderation number 1 talk strong long border no PNG government no sali more troops no mending border. In that way at least by stop him now man no can go come but government he working I mean, after long this Prime Minister Marape saling more troops go. So one of the important issue border protection I'm discussing. Marape something in dissemination of information. I think the Parliament Gary Zufai talk long. He commend him or Amamastro long radio note and he work. Now one of something I must say how will people blame this? Dissemination of information is important. Okay, mungkin balls man by nana dialogue COVID yet na pore tasol anxiety na fear tasol bawokim na igat related deaths out of fear of COVID-19 by igonta as opposed to or long or money dies straight to see COVID-19. So important long information, dissemination of information. Why Governor Jufa talk strong long building radio oral? Because through this medium members having exchange of information the flow. Now, one time only talk the information that is coming out from state ministers towards the people. So make more live broadcast long NBC. This is one of the important something too. Well, me looking more the use of words, for example, is important. Okay, time you talk as a first case. Time you talk, you come outside area, you talk probable case. Okay, in the urban settings, people would know. Okay, probable case. That particular person might know or might not know. How can you justify that? A probable case to a villager. Probable case must mean mana coronavirus it's like an information you may try to avoid the dissemination of information or creating stigma and porting thing long people blame because most of them are living in rural settings and you can imagine the low literacy level that we have. So it's very important long you may communicate in good information. Okay, narap something long fake news or sometimes blo discussion ni kama long importance blo selling or sharing genuine news. Suppose you selling fake news what you making you instilling fear na anxiety long all people blame. Man badai lo dislakain something. Pore taso ba working, pore ting taso ba working na man badai. So that was the second team that me looking trip la governor talk long am only talk strong long the channel of information na process long how information go must come up good lo people na come up lo people so that all can understand it. So fake news is very important also email people planning blame me now like long go through long social media lo kisim Facebook lo kisim plat information. Secondly the speech long all only talk long the coordination between central and provincial government. Okay, I mean one okay. Big something whose roles and responsibility. I work the provincial government or work long national government long providing more PPE protective personal protective equipments long housing. You can look in case of some line long Enga hospital strike because no got this Governor Chris Ivetan Jufa to talk okay. The government supposed to give me the money, blow me the province, blow me can use him long help. Now this la two one kind government very talk also. So this la kind of challenge Papua New Guinea and triple challenge that we go towards. So this is supposed to look at triple challenge border protection, dissemination of information, coordination between central and provincial government. Basically border protection and coordination between central and political central and provincial government. Also put on long like political moderation and something will work man long government or leaders be me looks go long. Okay, so how many people must playing part blame coming through the social responsibility. Time government is circulating news for social media or circulating news we talking people long abide by health regulation instructions long avoiding COVID-19 by only took social distancing strict movement na maintain healthy hygiene. Okay, this was something help me this kind of policy come out long out of the blue this level of policies where or something where money triples na suppose you looking long side long Western democracy America it is more 70 days long before they taking COVID-19 that seriously now looking Italy na Spain it's a mixture of social responsibility and political moderation. So you must look at government declaring state of emergency SOE lockdown in time before na one case na two case possible case and now I'm time to make citizens long maintaining. So in that way to the key message to maintain social responsibility passing larim talk now one big something now how long give him this information go long or people blame me na all but kisim only understand him so then me na creating anxiety na fear along all people.
Now mila kam na sharing thinking lumito one time more friends plume antap lo disla topic fake news na coronavirus inside the Papua New Guinea. So only click all topic to me and briefs on fake news, research efforts and challenges na visual approach Google Trends. Now this la Google Trends mi using because inside lo Papua New Guinea, but iso sa mi hardly click long kisim data lo or big bla or institution where start now lo Papua New Guinea. So mi using one click trick that's all. And me know one good trick me using lo scaling how old man or behave towards coronavirus inside Papua New Guinea. Okay, by now you missed up lo little point one yet, so me not spending plenty time to mas lo talk long em. One me like showing you lo here and one the website only calling Nearman Lab. So Nearman Lab and me all been funding lo have it. So this lab website you can use in lo finding more latest old paper about kind old topic. So one me making me go to this lab website na me finding or latest old paper only release them underneath this topic fake news. So here and one example load paper. So one in man lab number making number giving you all title all man where only making slip paper number giving you one good inside know how all author only come now only kissing last talk time you visit this lab website where you looking plenty good paper and stuff. I'm asking you Thomas visiting putting fake news go inside and looking understanding one threat and fake news. Okay, so now you missed up number point 1 and 2, but me like seeing me play one the paper. And me come lo Transparency International. Now Transparency International it me come the press statement for immediate release. Now date for this paper on 17th of May 2019. The title blame lack of law for access to information in PNG is cause of fake news. Now this article come behind lo 15th of May 2019. We've been looking at the article Guardian where only publishing and me talk the vote of no confidence. Also it's a time where Prime Minister been like looking in Facebook inside of Papua New Guinea. Now yeah, if we go finish 2018 around the same month there, we've been having to communication minister been talk trying to benefit to inside the PNG lo one year. Now you got plenty to talk through it's like kind of same Transparency Internationally put him kind paper blame me come outside. Now only stressing most and must cut law where any excess in man go law information. Now if you read Quran about this paper, you got one commitment to him staff where this draft to this lawyer back inside the House Parliament na all ba look law 2020. But now in 2020 na you got this 6 to him come. So you mean say one something to work of law making now this draft there or commitment. Okay, PNG am identify Muslim. You know at law access to information also you got plenty fake news to us. That's all. But this ask to the access to information law time mean stop and making research inside the PNG too and hard. All researchers inside law kind of field or freelancer also right to make about time only no got access colo information now. One something all right him. And one man got kind question on top of him. So all asking you kisim is information the way or kind of question also. Now we know this letter all. You may got kind talk to stop inside the PNG. No side to funding. Yeah. How much blah all institution or all university start now the PNG only talk about funding. So funding and one key factor too. The narco side when we look resources as inside the university by to talk to access call or online channel library one time more updated or book the side to science by to talk to lab or analytical or instrument machinery the narco side to by looking and relationship when staff one time namel institution man do PNG. So if you got one good relationship and staff and by me can work one time one information in Mikisim by me can sharing go come do or game go can look a man can walk on top lo making sin down bring your man maybe lo PNG and me go good. Okay, me start now the point 2 na me like to talk lo research effects sa lo PNG me got all institution all department na all universities or stuff me no clear one kind of research all making but lo side me looking also and location data lo population you me not trying it. So all ordinary or ordinary to me must try hard trying to sim sample information or data. Now if you scale more country or stuff or Asia, kind of some China, or people implant the 6 straight before, kind of some SARS 2003 kind of some. So only been collecting data all institution or university you work one time, so time all work one time, only give him big information straight lo kama, web all put him money or resources all go time on the big seek and boom. Osen na high million so China. Emino kisim big biru at mas to and piling big pen straight time is la sick and buruk. Now lo side lo PNG, if you go inside lo the store, by looking more is la what's calling IR thermometer all ba putting heavily. All put it let finish all ba talking you logo. But make me scaling new things suppose the man can start maybe recording data and sample information and ba rightly. So lo side lo new things if you start putting more puts inside the over the provinces the PNG na itabi mo man kisim sample reading of one and right. So Korea by looking only putting one the boot and one the try through boot na only kisim sample reading normal. But the side of South Korea and system do any complex mass the PNG if you got a little called boot all stuff. And one man can go inside or kisim reading or alone. But now you got all question stuff. So it's all question and bakamos time blow this la you kisim kaigi osewane. You work on no only time you have pay or click pay and you level of housing you getting on facility no housing is the food dot treating you no and kind of constant type seems like an information or man you one time now you Kim ko can loka kaman and can work on them all narapol itablen. Sen work on the person narapol itablen. Em can Kim kaman makapupla rot lowelo things suppose biro ay bungi mi behind time. So me at miskel mo sen now time for pandemic ya. The good time to me collecting either people. So if one the people sick and bungi mi behind time. By me got itapenis na by me sabe western to put in money and resources by me lo steering me wala making right position. So now I missed up the point 3 now and visual approaches in Google Trends. Now I should say by now was inside the PNG and has straight low accessing data and information so me have to go again and using Google Trends. Google Trends and one have where you can go and search him. I'm if you by now by you search him that's all Google Trends and by go now you can put in country na one search them or search topic those on Facebook or food or medicine and by looking one isn't it per months that or close searching is like kind online. So the site of PNG and me like comparing or something was in Facebook na news na or not perfect lo time to seek care. So me like looking you got some kind of response or global events or local events where all Papua got what's seek or no. Okay, so some days ago I posted on the COVID-19 PNG page. So you can find my writing here. It's a lengthy article, but you can read up and see how I actually use Google Trends to visualize things in Papua New Guinea. So you can go to COVID-19 PNG and then read up and see how the graphs in Google Trends are made and also how I analyzed some of the reactions from Papua New Guineans online. Okay, so this here was sourced from this link provided in blue below. So this was from Digital 2020 Papua New Guinea from Simon Camp dated 13 Feb 2020. So we can see solid data here, which is 8.86 million PNG population, and total number of internet users on any device is about 1.1 million, and social media users via mobile phones 97%. Total number of active users social media users 760,000, that's 8.6% of the population, and also the share of web traffic originating from Android devices is 93.6%. So you have to have a good phone to access internet. I also had to look at the coverage map of B-Mobile and D-Cell. For this one is D-Cell and then B-Mobile. So you can see the spread of online users throughout PNG, but it has to be noted that the major centers, for example Leh and Port Moresby, will have the bulk of online users, and maybe the bulk of online users are working class or students, which are the literate side of the population. So because for me no plenty time to talk, me like showing you the link. First one Al Jazeera. So this link here I'm giving a simple timeline to isla sike COVID-19 coronavirus. So ang baso yung start straight lang yan no news lead up kam kota present. Na same time too like so yung news blow or local news. So pamigi mo link blow the national newspaper. So you plug lo isla tupla link yan ipa check mo news blow coronavirus na COVID-19 o news it start lo around January kamata puta na lo present. Time lo may episode pamiaskin mo viewers lo kolo internet o you plug lo COVID-19 page na looking isla liklik writing maybe making na looking how only calculating 175 na penalty. Also go internet na check meaning lo set stem na set topic. Lo here mi putim all set stem na set topic lo mi penalty in Instagram lo blue na WhatsApp lo red na Facebook lo yellow penalty mi. Na also lo here now and mi putim all something o semi early COVID-19 sets intensity one time late sets intensity lo start lo dislo 2 ero because lo show all peak lo here na all border lo here dislo tukta border we can move no mark lo wamla event or wamla pick o kind of say na you can look into mark lo here Facebook kala kwanta na come down lo here going up to 1st of October 2019 now dislo because lo festive season start. Now why you selling to lo here lo 21st lo Jan 2020 by looking most in first peak straight in first peak but isla rise lo sets lo coronavirus start lo here start now na kala pigwanta bugota maximum la peak lo 27th of Jan 2020 now lo 21st of Jan 2020 masawasem isla peak start 3 weeks after December 31st 2019 where China been reporting isla sick who office lo China now lo 7th of January who now talk announcement of sem ikat 1 plus sick start lo January 30th who declaring one global emergency na temim disla coronavirus COVID-19 lo 11th of February 2020. So you can look at this graph and show him straight how Facebook picture mo all matches in Facebook picture mo compared to Instagram and WhatsApp. So you can look at more people start slam to Facebook. Also you got plenty total club in Facebook and it's like an PNG because I'm carrying fake news or true news or kind of stuff. Now if you look at this green plaque here, show him on manual production is coronavirus sets them or finding some narco topic. So around this date there by looking 24th of February going up to 5th of March kind of country now will start reporting this classic all countries Guatemala, Norway, Iraq, Kuwait, Greece, Georgia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Brazil, Denmark, Northern Ireland, Netherlands, Wales, all kind of countries all start reporting on sickness. Now lo international scale kind of news come up now na inyo Papua New Guinea start to react inyo go online inyo checking news. So slakebe kwanta now when we climb going up over 23rd of March 2020. The 23rd of March 2020 and first day lo lockdown in sa PNG so yung small. Bulk lo PNG all online news Oligo na lo processing sets topic coronavirus. So lo here too when you can talk some world and interconnected and no start lo one time na all man will start look at same thing because na graph pamiso yung me comparing well view so we got same trend or same how you may look in the PNG. Lo start lo this graph by me get to talk around lo this time lo late sets intensity by can look in mo same or Papua New Guineans online now or kulipan interest mo lo this topic coronavirus all go online now for searching and me go past popularity below Facebook you can look here so around lo 11 lo March who World Health Organization and me declaring this outbreak of some pandemic na lo 13 lo March and PNG yumi report in this first by reported case below COVID-19 na around lo 18 lo March lo first time ever lo history and Australia is putting down this bio-emergency responsible towards lo fight lo stopping this sick na China too lo same data and we report him no deaths so around lo 25th lo March and US now only passing $2 trillion lo Python times la CK na US to only reporting the highest number of infection inside lo country blood. So here now we may like setting la all time Facebook coronavirus na news and also the sets them. So we can look him here and we kept the news and lo red na Facebook lo yellow na coronavirus and stop lo blue. So around lo isla time you will talk finish with all people all manu process lo isla coronavirus online and start lo 21st of Jan 2020. But suppose you may look in lo pick lo news here. Emi kuanta pogata lo number lo 7th of Jan 8th of Jan na. Emi so imosem ino imio lo start as lo setting isla sick online lo 21st lo Jan lo coronavirus but sample Papua New Guineans inside lo Papua New Guinea imi work lo setting news instead lo setting isla name lo isla sick coronavirus. So probability lo all man all clear lo isla sick is early before lo 21st of Jan 2020 emi big la. So all man lo setting news na sample of Papua New Guineans all our weapons lo isla sick before lo 21st of Jan 2020. Okay, so now me like comparing worldview one time Papua New Guinea. So by looking this layer by changing go worldview. So one me like comparing how all Papua New Guineans you may react online na compare go how well you work react. So by me put him lo blue here. So by must look to this blue line. So by me put him the worldview on. So worldview here by look him all sets popularity to this talk coronavirus. So by looking me at one close to all the same the blue here. Only close straight all the same. So by me looking more same all man do well too all of react one kind of same to me. So I show him straight the same well now and interconnected. One more news flow in country and all affect him all no man inside the country all of react to same. So this like we must understand him same. The global committee had a much stronger connection. In PNG, our approaches, behavior and responses are dependent heavily on global outcomes. So countries were depending on each other for information and almost every response made by a particular country is based on a collective idea or outcome. So I'm straight how well now I'm interconnected. Side blow application wise, you can use in tool or side blow awareness. So now me like comparing popularity lo coronavirus one time COVID-19 which platform straight emi popular now inside lo PNG inside lo all man lo got access lo internet. So by looking lo yellow lo here emi COVID-19 na red na blue emi such topic na such stem lo coronavirus. So by me looking clear straight to here or same this la such topic or such stem lo COVID-19 emi stop little more compared to coronavirus lo red na blue lo solo side lo making awareness emi good laws and you must put in coronavirus one time COVID-19 one time lo making awareness no good sample pa ino na clear lo COVID-19 so lo go lo last but not least and regarding this fake news we like applying this Google Trends lo looking straight apply inside lo fake news now inside lo PNG. So me comparing this lo to coronavirus 5G and block and 5G network here factcheck.org and one organization where if you go online you can check him all facts PM true or MPM. Now you got sample more but you know Facebook. So suppose you need to look here green and blow Facebook here yellow tumble straight lo here and the fact check 5G. By looking at me got one little spike and stop around lo after the 5th of April. So now by me thinking why straight na got spike stop after the 5th of April. So time me go online na maybe stop to the Facebook na me looking and this news being come up. This news. So mass fire probe amid 5G corona claim. So after the 5th of March it must got sample or narco factors and stuff but look at some more Papua New Guineans you may react to this news now. Now you got sample little called peak or stuff inside low time coronavirus in your process claim. But look here and pick up became so straight as you only got sample man only stuff yet where all work was setting crime law relating 5G one time coronavirus on view blow me. So mila talk straight to them 5G na coronavirus all research ikam mo sem lo now only no so im sample relationship na melo 5G na coronavirus. So now by me 30 memo sem one fake news all 5G got on all own health implication blank. So you must have but one plus or something now and by me look lo kind of something was in fact check to talk fact check talk okay by me looking pick plan I know pick that's all line is that straight to get minimum sem all Papua New Guineans time me looking like no news online you me work lo checking more facts online you see more kind of sites and fact check to talk kind of sem now I'm poorly done in PNG you must try to improve him so lo site lo community wise you must try na promote him like kind of something was fact check.org or kind of same all people or you can go na checking facts online. So here now me ba Philip talk to me. Thank you Drew.
Fake news or how to stop fake news. So first thing you need to make him ask him one source for this video or one source for this article. For instance, so man ko to 5G spreading coronavirus. Now you like sabi lo this and by no na parem talk lo man salim buwai lo Gordon's market. You like sabi whether 5G spreading coronavirus or not. Paano na asking post you must find him experts will to talk lo this. So one the way lo make him you do lo top 5 or scientific journals, top 5 or top 10 because all this law journals well best or scientists well lo one field all stuff was editor must go by look no by reviewing past or by publishing reliable evidence-based articles. So you let's have look at something try and look him all Google source kind of suppose science finding more scientific journals. Suppose you like him update the coronavirus to Papua New Guinea. Are one is under controllable emergency, state of emergency total. Because I'm giving reliable information. You can just look him all information lo sub talk na paiti garam serigo kan spread him of fake news na kind of total look lo source look lo usat man releasing this information. Just because this man and one university graduated. Look can arem talk because time you make him by suppose gaman blame come up talk through blame and minimum you want like gaman and you easy low man fooling kind of stuff. So next time you like share him articles or videos that kind of stuff you must first ask him one source for this article or one source for this video.
Hi, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my page and stay tuned for more videos in the future. Until then, stay safe.